Hey everybody, welcome to the stream, welcome to another day in Azeroth. I hope everybody is doing well today. Monica, Indy, Tanita, GM's Adventures, Chaos, Eags, Dante, Camo Kaneski, David, Cat Palat, Harry, Wayne, welcome everybody. As you have figured out, we're playing a bit of our priest today. This priest looks like they're actually in pretty good gear. Got almost every slot has a blue in it except for the bracers. I think I remember that, trying to get bracers. Okay. Very cool. Housekeeping stuff. I cleaned up the inventory in a major way. So inventory space is good. We got some water, we got some buff food, we got some potions. We do have tailoring on this character. We're into silk, so we just need a ton of silk. If we get a ton of silk, we can make a ton of headbands and we can catch this up. As far as cooking and fishing I think are both okay. Fishing is a little bit behind where I would like it to be at level 37, but that's alright. We're going to start with some questing just here in Hillsbrad. I'm going to go after the syndicates and the mountain lions. Kind of ease us back into the gameplay here. We do have a mount because we are level 37 and this is TBC. So let's use the mount. How is everybody doing today? Dream It, good morning to you and welcome to the stream. Oh, we can also do the Yeti quest. I bought the Hillsman's cloak and I have the bolt of wool and cloth both in the mailbox. So actually, let's check out the Yeti situation and see. Sometimes it's completely farmed out, sometimes it's okay. Let's see. Well, got a couple alive on the outside. That seems okay. I am doing fantastic today. Where is my wand? Oh, there it is. Perfect. And which wand do we have? The Gravestone Scepter. Can't really remember if wanding was still good on this character or if it was getting towards the end of its usefulness. We don't have skinning. Oh, I think we must have come off like a bunch of characters in a row that had skinning, and I must have just been sick of it. We don't have a secondary profession at all, actually. That's quite funny. You do kind of get sick, at least I get sick of skinning after a while. After like my 4th or 5th character that has skinning, I just get sick of having to stop and skin every single mob. You know, that time really starts to add up, I feel like. Baron Steuben 42, thank you so much for the super chat, man. And for the words. I appreciate you being here. Looks like we have a level 29 Blood Elf Mage working in this area too. Yeah, I mean, that's working. Is there maybe anything else we can do for a little bit more upfront DPS? I can try to smite twice. We could do a Mind Blast and maybe we can we get 2 smites off before he gets to us? No, not really. But if I Power Word Shield, then we can do it. What are my talents like here? Okay. We've gone all the way into discipline. Oh my god, Robert speaks, take 2. We've gone all the way into discipline. All the way into Power Word Shield, which is good. I like Power Word Shield. We've taken improved fortitude. In shadow, it looks like we're going into shadow focus. I think coming down and getting mind flay is what I had planned next. This slows their movement, so we can use that as they travel to us. And then maybe we're gonna rely a little bit less on the wand going forward. Alright, well, it's good to see the Yeti Cave is as happening as ever. What are you? 33 Blood Elf Priest? I mean, I can just smite the crap out of him. If we don't think the wand is doing a lot, that works. I don't know if that's gonna get like really mana drainy, but we can see. We can get him to like right there, and then we can wand him the rest of the way. We're getting spirit taps, so we're getting mana back after every fight. So that's freaking amazing. Now I kind of regret not having skinning. Yeah, with Spirit Tap, if you do your rotation in a certain way, you never have to worry about mana. Like, there might be times when you need, like, more DPS on a target and you just slam spells, but even then, I feel like it's really hard to go with Spirit Tap while you're just questing normally. Got a chest back here. Looks like the other priest is gonna beat us to it, unfortunately. He can have the chest, I'll take the mob. Let's go check back outside. Well, we have one over to the left, but I think I also see some outside. Alright, well there we go. We finally ran out of mana. Took a while. We're not technically out. In fact, we can probably sit on this Spear Tap regen and not bother drinking right now. Yeah, see, that's pretty nice. Very nice. Alright, that is 10 out of 10. Now we get to fight our way out of here. And then we're gonna go after the Mountain Lions and the Syndicate personnel. And while the day is still early, I think I'm going to queue up for a Cathedral run. I don't know if we ever did Cathedral on this character or not. I'm going to do just heals. Yeah, I think that's fine. We could do heals or DPS. I guess I'll assume if I get invited that I'll be healing. But I guess it doesn't matter to me either way. Oh, look at this. Me and a million other people who are healing. That just always happens, right? It's just the way it is. If I was a tank, there'd be a million tanks. Looks like the next level we get another rank of Smite. So that'll probably be a bigger chunk of damage for us. Rucking Crazy, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for joining us. Daco, I appreciate that. Thanks for being here and checking out the stream. Do I enjoy hardcore or TBC more? No. No, I would say I enjoy them about the same, but they're engaging in different ways. Also, keep in mind that right now, like when I'm doing hardcore, that's a recorded series, and when I'm doing TBC, that's streaming, so it's different. You know, in the one, I get to play hardcore, and I'm in solitude, and in the other, I'm playing TBC, and I'm hanging out with you guys. So, do I enjoy hardcore or TBC more? No. I wouldn't say that I do. Looks like we also have a quest to pick up here. Looks like items on the table in the middle of the camp. What is that? The Queen's Jewel, level 25 blue ring, 1 stamina, 2 intellect, and 8 spirits. I've never seen that ring drop before. That's pretty cool. I like it. Maybe we'll check out the prices on the auction house. I don't think we need it. 1 stam, 2 int, and 8 spirit. I don't know. Let's see what we have. We have 4 stamina and 9 spirit. We have 7 stamina and mana per 5. I'm fine with the rings that I have. We'll either put this in the bank, or if we can get, like, a pretty price for it, maybe we'll sell it. Look at this person running right by me, knowing that since we're both in combat, that I'm going to get on their aggro chain. Don't run your mobs near me. That's incredibly rude. Only incredibly rude people who wish others ill run a train of mobs right by another player. Like, if you're conscientious at all, you just don't do that. If you have a train of mobs, you just don't run towards other players. It's really freaking rude. Maybe not everybody knows that. But if you don't know it, like, please keep it in mind. Because if I'm in combat and you're in combat and you run a chain of mobs by me, 90% of the time, once you leash those mobs, they're all going to come back to me. Which is pretty effed up when you think about it like that. So it's always going to seem like you're trying to grief somebody if you run a train of mobs by them. There's no way around it. It's always going to seem like you're trying to intentionally grief them. And that's how I take it every time somebody does it. So I would prefer people just don't. Keep your mobs to yourself, please. Rubisco Rider, thanks for being here. I appreciate you checking out the stream. I mean, it seems like we're looking for one more DPS. Let's see where everyone's at. The mage is in Stormwind. The shaman's in Stormwind. The paladin's in Ironforge. We're the closest one. I'm not gonna run until somebody else is running. Because I really don't want to sit at the stone for 15 minutes by myself waiting for the second member of the group to arrive. So we are not going to do that. We'll wait and see what we get for the last spot and who else is running and how long it's going to take them. And we'll try to time our arrival with their arrival so we don't have a ton of downtime just waiting. I know the waiting is supposed to be like some really important social element to the game, but I guess it always kind of escaped me. Do I mind telling you more about myself? I'd rather talk about the game than myself. I try not to make the content about me. If the content has to be about me, you're gonna see a lot less of me. Because talking about myself is incredibly boring. I would rather talk about the game, or any game, than to talk about myself. I mean, there's plenty of DPS to choose from. I really don't know what we're waiting on. And when I get into groups like this where I don't understand like what's happening, I think I could say something. But I'm pretty sure that the person who made the group doesn't speak English. Maybe a couple people don't speak English. And so, like, I really hate wasting my energies trying to communicate with people who are not going to understand anything I'm saying anyway. So now I'm just kind of stuck waiting, wondering, why are we not pulling in a fifth member? Are we not going to do the run? Like, I just am stuck in limbo now with this group. At first I thought maybe there weren't any DPS, maybe it was like all healers, but no, there's like any kind of DPS to choose from, whatever flavor you want. You know, you got probably some melee, you got some ranged, you have more melee, like it's anything's on the table right now. Whatever, I guess I'll just keep questing. We need one more thief. You're a footpad, you're a footpad. I guess maybe they share spawns. Have we talked about Classic Plus yet? Not today. Hopefully we won't. We don't really have to, I don't think. Unless there's been like some leak or some news or anything, I don't really think we have to. I'm kind of getting to the point where I feel like I've said everything I have to say about Classic Plus until we're playing it. And then I'll have more to say. Maybe I'll have more to say if they show us some stuff at BlizzCon on the 12th. For now, I'm just gonna play the game that I can play. And now people are leaving the group because the people don't understand. Why is the leader of the group not pulling more people into the group? Now we've lost our tank, which means I might as well drop this group. Because without a tank, we have nothing. So back into the queue we go. We'll try again. What's my opinion on OSRS so far? Well, I've only played an hour of it. So far, my opinion of it is that it's a really old game. But I probably won't have any other kind of opinion on it until I play more. Right now, it reminds me of like when somebody recommends like a literature classic to you, like, oh man, you gotta read the Iliad. The Iliad is the fucking GOAT. Oh, read the Iliad, you're gonna love it. And like, you know, then you go read the Iliad and you're like, well, this is archaic. Like, I guess I can see how this is an accomplishment to literature, but am I really having a great time with it? No, not necessarily. So that's how I feel right now. We'll see if more time changes that. But yeah, right now it feels like reading a well-regarded piece of literature, which you may or may not find fun or not. Like, it's just hit or miss, right? That's what kept occurring to me. It's like, this seems great from a historical sense. Like, I can definitely see, like, why this game took root in the hearts of people back when they did play it. Like, if I had played that back in the mid-2000s, I would have fallen in love with OSRS. Like, if I'd have found that game in my early to mid-20s, like, I probably would have sunk thousands of hours into a game like that. You know what I mean? 20 years later... especially in a world where I have classic WoW, like, I don't know. It's a much tougher sell 20 years later. But if I had found it when it first came out, I think I would have had a ball with it. Not that I can't enjoy it now, but it's just like, the 20 years makes a huge difference. It needs some WASD control really bad. If they put WASD control into that game, it would make it 100% more accessible to modern audiences. Like, I just need to be able to move my character with WASD. Like, I don't want to point and click at everything necessarily. Like, point and click is a great option to have, but I want to be able to WASD move. Oh yeah, if you grew up with it, like if you played the game at all when it came out and you have memories of that time, yeah, it's probably going to be something that's super easy to jump back into. I think as like their problem is like pulling in new people is probably going to be the issue. We still need one more thief. Okay, here's one thief. Alright, we need a bunch of hulking mountain lions now. Do the kitties have social aggro? No, no, they don't have social aggro. They don't give a crap. Whoops. Yeah, I feel like if that tutorial is an old tutorial in OSRS, they probably need to build a new one. Yeah, the tutorial, like, the tutorial misses some things. Like, and also, like, I prefer part of the tutorial should take place on the, like, not in the beginner island, but out on the mainland. Because on the mainland, there's tons of stuff they have to tutorialize you to. They're like, what's the point of showing me where stuff is on a beginner island that I'm going to leave immediately? Tutorialize me on the main island and show me where all the stuff is there. Show me the furnace, show me the trainers, show me the shops. Don't do that on the beginner island where you're then going to teleport me somewhere else and I'm not going to know where any of that shit is. Tutorialize me in the place where I'm going to be spending the first 20 hours of the game, not the place where I'm going to spend the first 5 minutes. That would be my biggest ask. Like, I get the idea of the tutorial island, but the tutorial has to continue once you reach the mainland to orient you to where stuff is at on the mainland. Like, God, show me a couple things. Show me a shop and show me the basic trainers. Cooking, fishing, battle, whatever. And then let me off the leash. Well, anyway, there's always stuff games could do to be more accessible to new audiences. The reality of it is they don't have to do any of that stuff. If someone's really interested in the game, they'll keep trying at it, or they'll just go to their faithful Google machine and they'll just Google it. Maybe they'll watch 7 videos first before they ever try the game. Like, they don't have to make it more accessible for new players. It doesn't really matter. They seem to have their audience and, like, know their audience, so at that point, you know, it's fine. Things don't always have to grow. We have a misconception that in order for something to be healthy, it always has to be growing. It has to be getting bigger, there have to be more people playing it, and that's not true. Something can be, you know, quite well for what it is and just have its player base. It doesn't need to always be growing or always pulling in a new player base to be good. I don't know why we think that way about things anyway. If you play OSRS, you need to look everything up via the wiki. Yeah, exactly. Just like everything else, you know? If you don't know what to do, just look it up. I mean, it's simple. Not everyone wants to do it, and if you don't want to do it, you don't do it. If you want to succeed at the game, you do it. You know, they don't need to make it easier for newcomers. Making it easy for newcomers is a choice. It's not a necessity. Let's see. Hey guys, just need a pally tank. We do Cath and Armory spell cleave. Oh yay! A spell cleave group! Hurrah! I'm so excited. Okay. I mean, we'll see if they find a tank. I guess I'll go along with it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Just having to keep 3 mages alive while they pull aggro on everything? That sounds about right. What does spell cleave mean? It just means they're gonna AoE. I don't know why the hell they use spell cleave. There's no such thing as spell cleave. Spell cleave is not a stat. Spells in Classic don't have spell cleave on them in any way, shape, or form. What they mean to say is that they're gonna blizzard shit down. They just mean to say AoE, but for some reason in the common vernacular, spell cleave! Spell cleave sounds really fucking badass, doesn't it? We're gonna do some spell cleave! Like, it's just nonsense. They're just AoE mages. That's all it means. It's just an AoE group. Fucking spell cleave. Oh, come off it. Stop making up words to sound cooler. Yeah, they mean they're gonna throw Blizzard down before the tank has established threat. That's what spell cleave means. They cast spells, then they get cleaved by the enemies. And then I heal them. That's spell cleave. A spell happens, a cleave happens, and then the mages are basically dead. And then they blame the healer and the tank. I think that's a spell cleave group. If I'm a tank, no way am I joining this group. Like, regardless of whether I'm a pally tank or anything, like, no way am I getting into a group with 3 mages who have put the group together themselves. Like, I'm not tanking for that group. And we'll see how long it takes for us to get a tank, or if I'm gonna leave this group too. You thought only Chinese servers had this kind of group? Yeah, everyone does it like the bots these days. It's the new trend. Play the game the way the bots do. The bots know best. This is the kind of degeneracy that's affected all of WoW. There is no such thing as just like a normal group anymore. I mean, there is, but it takes hours and hours and hours to get invited to a normal group. You end up getting into weird groups, like a lot of which don't even get off the ground. See our last group where no one could communicate with each other. And now this group where there was a little bit of communication, but the communication that there was, you know, that's the worrying part. We need hulking mountain lions, and I mean, I haven't seen any. I think this is the right area for them. Oh, maybe it's that other people are killing them all before we get to them. That could be it. This guy says, that's weird. Not a tank at this time. Is it weird, guy? Like, is it really that weird? Because there's no tanks ever anytime I sign on. And this is the time I play every day. And there's never any tanks. There's no tanks. Like, nobody plays the role anymore. It's a horrible role. Nobody wants to do it. And, like, people don't want to have to play Paladin. That's the problem. Is like, if you want to play tank, great. Guess what you get to play? You get to play a Paladin. You don't like Paladin? Well, too bad. Oh, you'd rather play a Druid or a Warrior? No, no, no. Oh, no, you don't. You either play a Paladin and like it, or you get lost. So everyone got lost. They went back to other versions of the game where they had more variety in what they could choose as a tank class. Level 34 can do big pulls. In Cath? Maybe? Like, maybe if they just have amazing gear. Now, they're not going to be able to keep threat off of 3 mages. What classes would I like to give another shot in TBC? I don't know. Well, I'm giving the Priest another shot, yeah. So Priest is obviously on my list, because here we are. I think I'm done with Hunter in TBC. I think I'm done with Warrior in TBC. I don't know. So right now, just Priest. I mean, there's classes I haven't even tried in TBC that I'm not interested in. Like, I'm not really interested in Druid. I don't really have any plans to try a Druid in TBC. What else haven't we tried? There's probably a couple other ones I haven't bothered with. We haven't done a Shaman really in TBC, but since I have the hardcore Shaman going right now, it's very unlikely that I'll do another Shaman. We haven't tried a Mage in TBC. I haven't played a Mage. And I don't know if I will. I feel like mages and rogues get really good in Wrath of the Lich King. Like, I had a lot of fun leveling both a mage and a rogue when the Wrath pre-patch dropped the first time around with Classic. So I'm kind of holding off on mage and rogue until Wrath. I wouldn't mind doing another Pally. If I did a Pally, I'd probably level it Prot. I really hate how Ret gets. Like, I don't like where Ret ends up. Ret ends up in like a really bad place for me. And I just don't like the seal twisting, and I don't like this. I don't like Seal of Blood at all. I think it's garbage. And I hate seal twisting, so like I can't play Ret Pally in TBC. If I want to play Ret Pally, I have to wait for Wrath of the Lich King when all that garbage design goes away. But I'd like to get a Paladin to 70 to have them ready for Wrath. But I think I'd have to level it Protection. But if I do that, if I level a Prot Pally, you know what's going to happen? When we go to do dungeons, there's not going to be any healers or DPS. If I play a Prot Pally, we'll go to do dungeons, and it'll be 6 Prot Pallies in the queue. It'll be 2 Rep Pallies in DPS. It'll be 3 Arms Warriors, and there will be no healers, there will be no range DPS, there will be nothing. Because that is just how shit works. It just works that way. Like, if you're playing a tank, you're not going to have what you need. If you're playing a healer, you're not going to have what you need. If you're playing a DPS, well, you'll get what you need in a couple hours. And by then, you won't feel like doing the run anymore. And that's the story of this looking for group system. This looking for group system just kind of sucks. I'm glad that we are a raid now. Oh, we're a raid now. Why are we a raid now? Or maybe we're summoning. Maybe we're getting some summons in. I don't even know if I can get a summon right now. Where's my Hearthstone set? Booty Bay? Oh Christ. I gotta get back to South Shore and set my hearth before we do this. I need a minute. I think 2 minutes. I should be able to make it in 2 minutes. If not, I'll just ask for another summon. And if they don't summon me, oh well. I don't really care if I do this run or not. Do I still narrate quest text? I don't read quest when I'm streaming. A lot of times in the recorded stuff I will. Like in the current hardcore run, I'm trying to read all the quests. But not when I stream. Not unless we're seeing brand new stuff that no one's ever seen before. But most of this stuff we've all seen. At least I have. And if I read quests during the stream, then it's like between me reading quests and me talking, like it's going to be non-stop noise. And by the end of it all, my jaw's going to be tired from all the jabbing. Oh god, if I would have went the right way, we could have made it. But when you're not paying attention, it makes it hard to go the right way. I clicked not ready, so I mean that's got to tell them something, right? 40 seconds. 35 seconds. I mean, I'd love to also turn some of this stuff in, but we don't have to. And turn it in afterwards. Let's make sure that the Hearthstone gets set.
Have a good one.
There we go. It looks like we're gonna make it after all. I don't remember if I even have the key. Do I have the key? I do have the key. Okay, good. Let's switch over to the healing bar. We do have a healing action bar set up here. I'm just going to focus on healing. Like, I'm not going to worry about doing DPS unless it seems absolutely necessary. Let's do current segment there. We'll do overall data here. Okay, looks like it's working today. Wait. They said something else. Did they say we were going to do arms first? I remember he said something in the very beginning. But I don't remember exactly what they said. It was like broken English, so my brain didn't really store it. No, we got somebody here. We got a level 40. Okay. Lars, welcome to the stream, man. Good evening. We've got 2 of us here. Where's everybody else? Stormwind City, Tirisfal Glades. Why is this person in Stormwind City still? We've had summons going out for a long time. Can we kick that person and, like, try again? I'm just gonna step out of the instance. Oh my gosh. Even once you get enough people to get the run together, it's like, it's so hard to actually get the run together. Like, let's get the run going now. It's been like 35 minutes of just trying to do a cathedral run. It doesn't have to be this complicated. Let's kick this guy and like there's probably like 15 mages in the queue. There's a mage. There's a mage. Like, the dude's not here. He's gone AFK permanently. This is the social part of the game you keep hearing about. Yeah, the part where you just get to waste your time. That's the social part. It reflects lots of other things you have to do in your life. That's why it's a social part. Because, you know, there's lots of times when your time is just wasted. Your time is invalidated. Your time is disrespected. It's the same thing as, like, many other parts of life. They thought they would just emulate that here in the game. It'd be more immersive. He's finally back. Well, thank God for that. I don't know what we would have done without him. Well, now they took too long and I'm out of coffee. Yeah, they're gonna have to wait for me now. You want to go, priest? Do I want to go? Can these people not read? Like, I literally typed out what I was doing. Like, why can't they read and understand? What else do I have to type to make it clear what I'm doing? Like, I'm not trying to keep it a mystery. Like, honestly, that's the part that's gotten pretty frustrating. Playing on the EU ROMs is I feel like on the EU ROMs, no one understands what the fuck I'm saying. Like, nobody gets it. Like, I type in plain English. I try not to get clever with anything. I try not to use, like, Americanisms. Like, I just type English, and it always feels like nobody knows what the hell I've said. It's incredibly frustrating. Can't they read? I don't fucking know. Yeah, they can't read English. That's the problem. Like, they probably read 6 other languages. I'm sure they're, like, actually a fucking genius, okay? And they probably have mastered 6 other languages that I haven't, but for some reason they don't understand English. And it gets frustrating because that's the only language I can type in. It's the only language I can speak. And like when I played here, like when I chose to play here, like I was told that like the majority of people spoke English, at least in a way that they could understand it. That hasn't been my experience. My experience has been that about 50% of the people that I group with cannot understand English and do not communicate well in English. Like, my experience has been the complete opposite of what people assured me it would be. Which I guess, you know, don't listen to people on the internet. They're gonna lie to you. I don't know if having the bars down here is a good setup for healing or not. I don't really feel like it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to... Oh god, I'm gonna have to do something different with this. No, not that. I need, yeah, something like that, maybe? I don't know. And then I need it to be like... Maybe like right here. Okay, yeah, let's try that. I think that might be a little better. I don't think, like, healing down here, yeah, no, that's just too much real estate for my mouse to have to go. Where is this guy at? Where is he at? Oh, he's over here. I feel like if I cast this on him now, I'm probably gonna get a bunch of threat. I'm gonna go back around the corner here. Let's put a bubble on him. Am I playing Disc or Holy? I have a lot of points in Discipline. But I'm just a leveling spec, like I'm not anything specifically. I have a lot of points in Discipline, I have some points in Shadow. We're not level 40 yet, so I don't have dual spec. So I can't have like a specific healing spec and a specific DPS and spec, because we just aren't there yet. So I just have what I have, and I hope it's enough to keep this group alive. Be really cool if I could put buffs on everybody. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run out of mana. Yep. Great. Cool. Let's drink up. Well, I mean, this is definitely one way to do it. Welcome to the Spell Cleave run, guys. Oh, here we go. You know, the tank needs the mages to tell him how to play. So I hope he realizes that. Oh man. Like nobody can just play the game anymore. Everyone's got to play the fucking game in a very specific way and do things in an exact way that somebody else saw in a guide on the internet, and if they don't do that, they have to be corrected. You know, because God forbid you just play the game. I know, like, it's really complicated. Just pull mobs and kill them. No, we gotta pull the mobs in a certain direction, in a certain way, at a certain time. And if we don't do it like that, then it's all garbage. If you don't do it the way I saw it on the internet, then it's garbage, and I hate it. I'll let all these fuckers die. I'm so annoyed by this group. I probably should have never decided to heal for this group. I knew it was gonna annoy me. Oh my god. AoE mages can be insufferable. They are. Oh god, they are. You get to heal 4 tanks. That's exactly what's happening. I'm gonna heal the tank. And I'm not gonna heal these guys during the pull. If they get killed during the pull, then that's their fault. I'm not healing them during the pull. I gotta keep myself alive and the tank alive, and if these idiots are gonna get killed, then let them get killed. If they survive the pull, I'll heal them up afterwards. I knew this group was going to bother me, but you know, we waited for 50 minutes to get into a different group that never materialized, so I don't have any choices. If I want to do any groups in this game, this is the kind of stuff I have to put up with. Fucking stupid AoE mages. Like, playing the game this way makes the game so fucking boring. Like, I'm so bored out of my mind right now. It sucks to be both bored and annoyed. It's a weird combination of emotions. I guess I'm supposed to find this exciting or something, right? This is supposed to be really cool. Because it's a lot of experience really fast, and like that's what I'm supposed to care about, to the exclusion of everything else. Is I'm supposed to care about my XP per minute. And since the XP per minute's really good, like this is supposed to be really good for me. I'm supposed to like it. The problem is I can't seem to like it. They want to clear the dungeon as fast as possible. Yeah, because they want to do like back-to-back runs and stuff. They're not playing the game, they're grinding the game. And playing the game and grinding the game, those have two completely different qualities to them. And this is grinding the game. This is not playing the game at all. Dude, you're line of sighted. Did the tank go off into this back corner? What's he doing back there? What is he doing? Can someone please explain to me what he's doing? I mean, he's getting himself killed. I'm not getting involved in this shit. Are you serious with this? He's got 69 health, which I would normally say is nice. But I just can't believe this. I can't believe he did that. He doesn't deserve to be alive. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I'm trying to do it. But this is almost too stupid even for me. Ugh. The tank has lost patience. I think the tank is losing his mind. The unfortunate thing is, like, the worst part is this is working. And, like, that's why people do it. Because the worst part is it's working. It's really much faster than doing quests. Well, yeah, sure. But why do you think that I'm gauging everything I do, or that everything should be gauged from a standpoint of how long it takes? Like, the virtue of an experience is not exclusively found in how quickly it is over. Imagine going to a fucking concert and hoping they would play the music as quickly as they can play it so that it could finally be done. Like, that's what you're doing when you play a game as quickly as possible. Is like, you're experiencing a thing that is supposed to be art, but the only value you're giving it is how fast it can be over. Just don't play it! If all you care about is how fast it can be over, it's really easy. It never has to begin. You can just not play. Because the virtue in a game is not simply how fast you can be done. And if that's all you're chasing in a game is how fast you can just get it over with, just fucking uninstall it and go do something else. And leave the people alone who just want to play the game and actually have a decent time playing it normally. Don't force me to go fast with your spell cleave groups. I don't enjoy it. I think it just looks like slop. If I wanted to play like this, I'd go play retail. If I wanted to do pulls like this, I already have a game where I can do that. I can go play retail and I can watch, and pulls like this are normal. Like, it's completely normal. And that game already exists. I don't need this game to be like that game. And I don't know why players try so hard to make it so. Like, they do everything they possibly can to play Classic the same way they play retail. If that's all you want, just go play retail. They have new content. You can go see new stuff. Like, you don't have to play this game the way you play retail. You can just play retail. They made a whole game for you. Everything's fast. Everything's over quickly. Nothing lasts. Like, it's made for this. We got the Aegis of the Scarlet Commander. Nobody's gonna need that. Who needs a shield? Nobody. And we have a mace. Yeah, we don't need the mace either. So out of all the stuff that could have dropped, nothing dropped. Buffalo Pants, welcome to the stream, buddy. Dave, thanks for joining us. You came into the stream at the perfect time. Yeah, it's probably always good. Come in right in the middle of a full-blown rant. That was about the lamest thing I've ever done in this game. Alright, are we done? Like, they don't want to do another one, do they? I can't do any more with this group. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't be in this group anymore. I have to be done. They don't need me anyway. We got the bosses down. That's all that I owe them. Like, I don't owe them. I don't owe them a single more any more of my time. Like, we're done.
Need help? Light with you. What can I do for you? Be careful. Go with honor, friend.
Hello.
See you around.
Leaving a group in Hearthing without saying a word is like leaving a 1-star review at a restaurant. Yeah, they won't notice.
Greetings.
At least I stayed till the boss was down, you know. We killed the bosses.
Need help?
The dungeon was technically over, and I'm not going to feel bad for those people. Like, the mages don't need us anyway. The mages could do that on their own. They should get 5 mages. And if they had 5 mages, then they wouldn't bother tanks, and they wouldn't bother healers. And they can just live in their own little microcosm, and they could AoE with 5 mages. And that would be a lot faster. They don't need tanks or healers.
King's honor, friend. Greetings. Well then, light with you. For the Alliance.
Alright, we never got the last of our hulking mountain lions, so we're gonna have to go back out and do that. We picked up Alterac Signet Rings. Okay, we can probably do that. But let's also pick up Crush Ridge Bounty then. Dirty Knuckle Bones.
See you around.
Okay. We do have a talent point. We're just going to keep going into Shadow Focus until we get down into the next tier. And then I'm probably going to grab Mind Flay whenever we can. And see if that's any good. So we learned a lesson, okay? We're never going to get into a group again with 3 mages. If I ever get into a group again with 3 mages, I'll just tell them that I can't heal it for them. I can't do it. I won't do it again. Because obviously that was probably like that's just a really lame experience to have. And so here's hoping that not all groups are like that, because I actually need some loot out of there. There's a really good helmet in there for us. Maybe it's just the helmet. Maybe that's really all there is. A helmet. Is there a belt? No. I don't know. Maybe I don't need as much from there as I thought. I really need a pair of bracers. Bracers are my only green item. Oh god. I don't trust how quickly we got an invite. What do we got? Okay, okay, so this is a group, you know, this is more of a normal group. Oldemon? Sure, I'll do Oldemon. I did put myself in the queue for both. This looks like they're already out there, like maybe something happened and they lost their healer. Or maybe they just are getting to, because it seems like they're already out there. 2 of them are already there. Yeah, I'll do Oldemon. I don't really know like what level Oldemon is or anything, but it was in the queue list for me, so... The game thinks I can do it. Is there a staff in Cathedral? No, I don't think there's a staff in Cathedral. There's a mace, there's a shield, there's a helmet. I don't... There's a... The staff comes out of library. There's a neck, that's what it is. There's a helmet, a neck piece with stamina, intellect, and spirit on it, and then the mace. And that's it. Helmet and the neck were the items that we could have used. This should be a more normal run. We have a normal group composition. We have 1 mage and 1 warlock, so we'll have some AoE. But obviously we'll just have a normal run for normal people. Should be more enjoyable. Even if it's not as fast. Oh, we might go slow. We might go a little slower, but somehow I think we might be okay. And I haven't had to try to communicate with anybody in this group yet, so that's good. Because the less I have to try to communicate, the less frustrated I'm going to get. Well, they can't slow retail down. You just have to play classic or play a different game. Because unfortunately, they can't arbitrarily decide to slow their game down because they have created a player base that is only satisfied with the game when everything is easily attainable and happens quickly. So, you know, over the last 15 years, that's the player base they've built for themselves. So they can't slow their game down now just to pursue some kind of fickle artistic pursuit of like immersion or story or anything, because they have adopted for themselves an audience that doesn't want any of that stuff. So the game is going to continue to be fast, it's going to continue to lack story, it's going to continue to have every open world aspect not really matter. And your only option, if you enjoy those things, if you enjoy world building and story, and you enjoy like the slow progression of your own character in a fantasy world, you just have to play a different game and stop giving Blizzard your money. Because retail is never going to be anything except for what it is right now. In fact, it's only going to become more so what it is right now. It's never going to reverse course. It's never going to stick it in reverse. You know what I mean? I don't understand AoE runs. They've been a thing since 2019. I don't need to understand something to know that I hate it. I hope the point is taken. I don't need to understand something completely or have a fundamental knowledge of the history of a thing in order to live through it and decide, yeah, I think this is garbage gameplay, it's not for me. I don't have to know or understand anything to make that valuation. I just have to be in the situation and then I have to look at how I feel. Situation make me feel bad, I hate situation. It's really, really simple. Like, knowing the history of AoE runs is not going to matter to you. Like, oh, it's been a thing since 2019. Oh, it's been a thing since 2019, you sweet summer child. Yeah, that's the entire time the game has been out. The game's only been out since 2019. It's been a thing the whole time the game's been out. Oh, man. Ugh. Go play retail. Get out of my chat. And just completely change everything about yourself and what you like, and then you'll like this. That's all you have to do. You have to change how you enjoy things, and then you'll like it. Oh, or I could just not like it. That's an option too. Yeah, let's do that one. Someone is triggering me again. No, just the game and the player base of the game and the people in chat. No, not a lot of things. Just a couple of things are triggering today, okay? It's not everything. It's just the game, the people playing the game, the people watching the game. Like, it's just a couple of things, okay? It's no big deal. How am I doing today? I'm doing great, actually. It's a great day for me. Groups like that are why you stop tanking. Yeah, I can see why nobody wants to deal with it. Nobody wants to, like, tanks don't want to deal with that stuff. That's why there are no tanks. And the thing is, the tanks who do like that style of gameplay, like, you know, I'm not taking the piss out of it, but they play retail. If you're a tank and you can pull big and you like to pull big and you like to group up like massive amounts of mobs, like, they already have a game for you. And if you're a tank who likes that kind of gameplay and you go play retail, you can tank on like 15 different classes. You have all kinds of options to tank, and like, if you want to come play classic, you have to tank on a paladin. And so the game has no tanks. Because that's how, you know, that's how people want to pull. David, you're listening to the Human Mage series 4 years ago, and I was musing about not wanting to stream. Oh god. I need to go back and listen to that, I think. I bet I had some valid reasons. I bet I had some valid points. I need to go back and take a listen to Past Me. Past Me might have been onto something. It was episode 5, right on. I'm gonna try to listen to it. Yeah. I know what playthrough you're talking about. I had a lot of fun on that mage too. That was I did the human rogue and then the human mage. And I think it was Wrath pre-patch, right? I feel like it was Wrath pre-patch or close to Wrath pre-patch. I had fun on both those characters. Sadly, I don't think either of them made it far into Wrath content. I'm worried about my facial expressions. Oh god, oh okay. I was worried about corporate America stuff. Oh, I realize now none of that shit matters. I was worried about the same stuff that used to get me in trouble in meetings at my job. I used to get coached on like my facial expressions, and my boss used to like coach me about the things my eyebrows do when I'm listening to people. He's like, yeah, you gotta control your eyebrows. He's like, I don't know if you know this, but when you're listening to people, your eyebrows basically tell the tale of what you think about what they're saying. Even if you can keep your mouth shut, it doesn't matter if you can't control your facial expression. Yeah, I used to have to worry about stuff like that. I don't really care anymore. This looks like a good piece of gear for me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and roll a need on that. I don't know where it came from, but I'm going to go ahead and equip it. Because that was a big ol' upgrade. Dave, I think if there was ever a good time to take a break from the game, it would be now anyway. You should take a break from the game and then wait for Classic Plus to come out, and then if that looks like something you want to play, and then you'll come back, but you'll be fresh. Yeah, it's definitely okay to stop playing. Especially if nothing in the game is really compelling. Like right now, we're just kind of between things. Mitosh, welcome to the stream, man. It's been a while. I am doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. I think we picked up the... Yeah, we got the shaft. Chat, we've been given the shaft. It's true. No! Our poor mage. We can get him. Oh, no! He was 1 second away from getting that heal. Just 1 second. I looked away for like too long. I haven't been very attentive to this group, and I'm actually surprised that more people haven't died. Also realizing, like, I don't have a res on my bar. What did I do with my res? Boop, ba-boop. Here we go. I guess I should... Oh, there it is. I have it over here on this tiny little action bar. How hard is healing? Healing is, it's incredibly boring. I don't mind it sometimes, because, like, I can chat with you guys, and I don't really have to worry about too much about what's going on in these kinds of runs, but, like, it's not hard at all. Healing is one of the easiest things to do in the game. Like, I used to heal back in the day because I was bad at rotations. You know, I didn't have a good range with how many buttons I can push. I didn't have an MMO mouse. And so I healed because I thought, like, healing is something I can do well. I only have to push one button at a time. Like, I don't have to worry about a strict rotation. And I can keep myself alive if anything goes wrong. And so healing's incredibly easy. It's a mix of boredom and panic. It's, yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes it can get heavy. I mean, in leveling dungeons, not really, but usually if things get too exciting, that's because something bad happened, right? If things get too exciting, something bad happened, and like whether or not you can heal through it after that, like, well, it's not really your responsibility to be able to heal through everything. So, like, if really bad stuff happens, it can be frantic, but in that situation, like, you can either heal through it or you can't. You're opening a trade window with me. Oh, okay, I see. Shoot, okay, I have it. Let me give this guy the shaft that he so desires. There we go. Mitosh, you've been playing RuneScape Dragon Wilds. How is that? Is it like pretty good? They're still pretty deep in early access on that, aren't they? I want to play that, but I want to play it when the game is done. I have a strong aversion to playing things when they're deep in early access, because I feel like it's not giving it, like, its full justice to even play it or form much of an opinion about it beforehand. Yeah, I've played Enshrouded and Valheim, but the problem with Enshrouded was the same as, like, I played Enshrouded as soon as it hit early access. And I played it for a few hours, and I was like, yeah, I like the concept of this game a lot. Now I just need the game to be finished. So, like, I typically don't play games a lot when they're in early access. I may try out an early access game to see if I like the general gist of what the game is throwing down. But then if I do like it, I won't play a bunch of it, because I just want to wait till the game is done. Yeah, and Dragon Wilds, I'm assuming, is more like Enshrouded than it is Valheim, because Valheim doesn't really have any RPG systems. When I say RPG systems, I guess I mean like skill trees, and then also gear with like gear score on it, and gear with like rarities. And I feel like a lot of these survival crafts now are weaving in more of those RPG elements, like elements that you used to find in MMORPGs. I know Enshrouded does their gear that way. There's a game called Windrose, it's like Enshrouded with pirates, and they do their gear that way. And I really prefer that. Like, Valheim is a great game, but I really do prefer those RPG elements to be present. Dragon Wilds is having a full release in September. Oh, that's really soon. Oh, too many things are coming. Oh, that's... Ooh. It's coming out. They should rethink that. I don't think Dragon Wilds wants to release in September. I think maybe I should email the devs. Because Valheim version 1.0 is releasing in September after like 20 years in early access. And then Enshrouded 1.0 is releasing in October. I feel like September is a bad time for any other survival craft RPGs to launch. Like, if I were in charge over at Rune Wilds, no way would I launch in the same month that Valheim's hitting 1.0. Like, it's just stupid to do it. Why do it? Why put your game in that position? Now it has to compete with Valheim. It's not going to compete with Valheim, necessarily. Yeah, Dragon Wilds hasn't been in early access for that long. Dragon Wilds has been in early access for what, maybe a year? Oh, I mean, I wonder if the game is good. Yeah, it didn't stay. Even Enshrouded's been in early access for like 2 years. Cloth legs with stamina spirit. Okay, yep, let's roll on those. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, because all those games have a vibe that I like. I think those kinds of like survival craft, open world RPGs, it's the kind of vibe I enjoy. And I think a lot of you guys like that vibe too, even if you haven't played or seen those games. I think a lot of you guys would enjoy stuff like that. September 19. Okay, I'm gonna put that on my calendar But there's a lot of games coming out in like September, October timeframe that I want to check out. Like I wanted to check out Valheim at 1.0. I want to check out Enshrouded at 1.0. Dragon Wilds now. I want to play The Blood of the Dawnwalker. That comes out, I believe, at the beginning of October or late September. And yeah, there's just quite a few games coming out that I want to check out. And most of which I think I want to check out on the channel. Some of these games are going to have to be stream games because I'm not going to have time to like record all these games. Because if I record all these games, like I'm never going to make progress on any of them. So like some of these games are going to have to be games we check out on stream. So I can like get some bigger chunks of playtime into them. Maybe Dragon Wilds is something we can check out on the stream. When it comes out. Because I'm going to do a recorded of Blood of the Dawnwalker. I'm going to try to do like everything I can in that game because Witcher 3 was amazing and this game looks basically just like a Witcher 3 clone in the best possible way. I would love to have some other games to play. It would be great to have some other things to check out while Blizzard figures out like what, if anything, they want to do with Classic WoW. Because we've been in like a little bit of we've been in an excitement drought. There has been no excitement about Classic in a while. Part of that is because they didn't. If they had gone to Warlords of Draenor, at least there would have been like a little uptick. Like I know not many people would be excited for Warlords Classic, and I don't know how excited I would have been, but I would have played Warlords Classic. It would have given us something different to do for a little while, but they decided not to go that route, and so because of that, it's just been a really boring time. There just hasn't been a lot of like news. There hasn't been anything exciting happening, or even like in the future on the radar exciting stuff going on. It's been kind of weird. You think OSRS would be good to stream? I mean, it might be good to stream in the sense that like then people could help me out with all the stuff I don't understand, yeah. Because there's like, that might be a better streaming game than it is a recorded game, because I have no idea how to play that game. It's like, I compared it to like somebody recommending you read some really old literature. Or like, oh yeah, read the Iliad, man, the Iliad. Read Beowulf. Beowulf is like the best core essential fantasy novel. And like, then you go read Beowulf and you're like, oh well, this is old. It's really old. Is that what you meant by like classic and great? Is that it was old? And that's how I kind of feel like about OSRS. It's like somebody recommending to you a classic piece of like literature, and like sure, you can see that it was good, that it was very like foundational for its time, and that it had a lot of influence in like literature in the future. But then as far as like your experience actually reading it, you're like, oh, well, I'd rather go read a Cosmere novel, to be honest. But yeah, sure, Beowulf. That's what OSRS is, the Beowulf of video games. The downside is people can be overzealous in telling new players what to do instead of giving tips. No way. Wait a minute, back up. You're telling me people on the internet are very pushy when it comes to doing things their way? No, I've never experienced this. No, people have been always open-minded and they let you figure it out on your own, and they take into consideration your own personality and personal likes. No, no one would ever insist that you play a game a certain way. That doesn't happen on the internet. Where's your greeting? He who must ask shall not receive. He who asks not doth receive my favor. In other words, stop being so needy, man. It's okay. I missed you. You're fine. Have I played Lord of the Rings online? Yeah, I played Lord of the Rings online when it first came out, because I'm an old person. And then I went back a couple of years ago and I turned it on. Yeah, not for me. It wasn't, it's not responsive enough. Like, it's hard to explain. I fired it up, I played a little bit, I got into a couple of combats. And like, the button pressing, like, it just wasn't responsive enough. Like, I don't know how to describe it. But I did try it. I played it when it first came out and it was pretty good, but then I tried it a couple years ago and then not so much. Lord of the Rings did not age very well, it doesn't seem. You know, like, some games age well. Like, I don't think Lord of the Rings Online really aged that well. As far as, like, its interface and, like, playability, like, the graphics are fine. It looks like a game I could definitely play, because I don't mind, like, the classic graphics, obviously. But as far as, like, the button pressing, it just didn't age well. Yeah, it's a delay, right? Doesn't it feel like there's a delay? That's what it felt like. And when you play a game that's as tight as WoW, like, WoW has a very special feel to the button pushing. Both retail WoW and classic WoW have this feel. And it's not a vibe that a lot of other games manage to capture. Final Fantasy XIV even doesn't really capture it. Like, Final Fantasy XIV is a similar kind of combat, but they got a longer GCD, and like, even FF14 combat does not quite capture the responsiveness of WoW. Even in FF14, there's a little bit of lag. Like, some kind of latency, it's hard to describe. And a lot of games suffer from that. Like, it must be just a really hard thing to nail. Am I planning more OSRS? I'm gonna try some more. I don't know whether I'll do recordeds or whether I'll just pop it on stream and we can hang out and maybe some of you guys can teach me some stuff. I think it might work better that way. Like, I don't know how immersive it's gonna be or how chill it's gonna be to watch me in a recorded series stumble through an archaic game that doesn't explain itself and in fact goes out of its way to hide features. Like, I don't think that's gonna be, after doing the first episode, like, I don't think that's the kind of vibe that I want in a recorded series, because it's not going to be chill. It's going to be Robert Lost spending 20 minutes trying to find a shopkeeper that everyone else knows exactly where the shopkeeper's at. Why can't this idiot just find it? And I don't want to waste my time or your guys' time with that. So I think if I play more of it, yeah, it'll be on the stream perhaps. Might be a better venue for it. Alright, we need mana pretty badly. And now we need mana again. Yay for expensive buffs. Cost me like a third of my mana every cast. Somebody else must have won those pants I rolled on, huh? We rolled on a pair of pants, and I didn't get them. The Warlock rolled a 95. We rolled a 45. That's why we didn't get them. That makes perfect sense. GM's Adventures, you're fine, man. Just don't expect me to be able to respond to everything, and you are fine. Is he gonna pull the whole room? No, not quite. I feel like this run has been going okay. What's my go-to class in WoW? I mean, I think I play too much to have a go-to class. But it's probably like a paladin or warrior. If I just looked at the amount of hours I put into various classes, paladin and warrior are probably at the top of the list. And so I guess that makes them my go-to. But it really depends on what version of the game we're in. Right now, I'm kind of bored with warriors. Because they can't tank. Nobody wants them to tank. And the last pally we played was Ret. And at level 66, I finally decided I kind of hate Ret in TBC. I think the design of Ret is kind of boring, and I don't like all the seal twisting you have to do, and So right now I don't really have anything that I'm leaning towards. I'm in a weird place. But then again, I have absolutely no goals in the game, so whatever I do, whatever I play on any given day, it's kind of risk-free because I don't have anything I'm working towards, so it's not like I can waste my time. Yep, it's been 15 or 16 years since I would have said I had a main character. Basically since I had to stop raiding. Nowadays, it's just whatever character I'm playing that week. Oilskin leggings, leather with agility and stamina. I've been enjoying just doing a couple hours a day on my shaman. I think only doing an hour or two a day keeps him alive longer. Whereas, like, you know, we used to stream a lot of hardcore, and when I streamed a lot of hardcore, obviously I get distracted and characters die. I feel like they die much more often than they would if I'm just recording, taking it slow. The Orc recorded series is your bedtime watch, Eags? I appreciate that. I much prefer making content that people can watch in that way. Obviously, that's never what the streams are. But yeah, it's been nice to be back doing the recorded stuff. I miss it when I'm streaming full-time and I'm not recording anything. I really do miss it. Because, you know, I get pretty worked up on the streams, but I don't feel like that's the heart of the channel. I feel like the heart of the channel is just the chill stuff that people can turn on when they need to go to sleep. Or the stuff they turn on in the background to help them get through their tedious fucking workday. I feel like that's like the purpose of the channel. It's nice to have a recorded series that I'm doing that people actually seem to be enjoying. That people are actually like tuning into. We are out of mana, which might be okay. We got a couple of runners though, a couple of stragglers. We do have some potions. I'm gonna pop a potion, give the tank a big old heal. And now we drink. Trying to convince your friends to play hardcore WoW with you? That's gonna be a tough sell. Most people don't feel like they have time to play a character that they think that they're gonna lose. Like, there's this weird, like, value allocation that happens. A lot of people say, like, well, if I'm eventually gonna lose the character, then all my time on it is wasted. For some reason, people value outcomes more than they value experiences. Like, they make up an idea they think is gonna be the outcome. And if they can't get to that outcome, then it, like, invalidates the experiences they've had, because we have, like, a weird way of thinking about things in this society, and especially in Western cultures. And so good luck convincing anybody to do it, because, yeah, without an end result, most people they don't see the point in spending time. Because most people can't see the point in spending time for the sake of it. We're not taught that. And so most people don't do it. I've never done a duo run in hardcore. I'd love to do that someday, but it's like, you know, it's basically impossible. I can't play with somebody unless it's like a perfect fit. I've only had a couple of people in my life that I've been able to play WoW with, and that I like leveled characters with, that I thought like, oh, this is fun and it works. Will I ever go back to either my hunter or rogue blood elf? I don't have a rogue blood elf in TBC. As far as the blood elf hunter, no, the blood elf hunter I'm done with. But I don't remember a blood elf rogue in TBC this time around. So I guess if I did have a blood elf rogue in TBC this time around, I guess I'm done with them too, because I don't even remember the character. So yeah, I'm just playing different stuff right now. I'm not focusing on any character. I'm not trying to get a character to max. I don't have endgame goals. I'm probably not going to raid in TBC. I'm just gonna, when I do stream, I'm just gonna play whatever I feel like that day. Like today I felt like playing this character. Characters I'm for sure done with though. I'm not going to be playing the Blood Elf Hunter again. Like that character is completely dead to me. I'm not going to touch any more Hunter in TBC. I'm done with Hunters in TBC. And I think I'm done with Warriors in TBC. Yep. I think those classes in TBC I'm done with, I think. I mean, if it was a TBC Classic Rogue, then that Rogue is on some server in a version of the game that's now called Mist of Pandaria Classic. Like, yeah, if you're talking about a Rogue from, like, way back in the day, if from, like, a Blood Elf Rogue from the original run of Classic TBC, then that character's probably sitting on a dead Mist of Pandaria server somewhere, if I had to guess. But they're definitely not a TBC character anymore. Those servers have done rolled on. We're in the Death Knight waiting room. There you go. I'd love to get my hands on a Death Knight right about now, yeah. It'd be a fun change of pace. I need another melee to play, because the rogues are no good. Warriors are okay, but I'm not really having fun on Warriors in TBC. And Ret Paladin sucks and is complete garbage to play. I just hate the button pushing on the Ret Pally. So like, yeah, I don't have a melee class to play right now, and that's kind of a shitty position to be in when you're somebody that prefers to play melee classes and you feel like in the version of the game you're playing there are no classes that you like. Like, I'm just not having fun with any of the melee classes in the game right now. And that sucks. That sucks a lot. When was the last time we were not in any kind of waiting room? I don't know. First couple weeks of an expansion, basically. The first couple weeks of an expansion, we're not in a waiting room. And then once an expansion's been out for a few weeks, unless you're gonna raid, you're just like, oh, okay. Like, it's fun, but whatever. I don't know. It's a good question. When are we not in a waiting room? When you're having fun on a raid team, I guess, is when you're not. But even then, you get to a point where you're in a waiting room. Apparently we hit level 39, so we have another talent point. We are going to grab Mind Flay. And we'll see what playing with that is like. We got rank 2 already available. We're going to have to go train. And we hit level 38. We got a bunch of stuff. We got to go train it. We will do that after this run. Mr. Santa, thank you so much for the 24 months of support. 2 years, man. Wow. I really appreciate that. Surprised you stuck it out through all the rants. Thanks for being here, man. I don't know if it's age that determines like the pacing that you're going to prefer. I think it's like just stuff you've been exposed to up until that point in your life. Like if you've been exposed to slower paced things and you've come to enjoy things that are slower, then you'll continue to enjoy things that are slower. If you've come up into a situation where you've only ever been shown things that are fast paced and you've only ever learned to derive pleasure from things that happen quickly, then you're going to be that kind of person. I don't think it necessarily has to do with age. Like, I think there are people that are young that enjoy slower paced things. There are people that are older that enjoy faster paced things. It's just about what you're exposed to and what you choose to engage with over time. Are we fighting the boss in the upper room? Yeah, we should just fight the boss where he's at. I don't like when we kite the boss out. I'm gonna... Well, gee, I guess I'm just gonna stay with the tank. And I'm gonna hope we don't try to do anything tricky here and mess it up. Ideally, we just fight him in this room. We don't have to kite him upstairs, and it should be easy. And also, it depends on what you want out of video games. Sometimes what people want is they just want gameplay. There are plenty of people that play games, and the only thing they care about in the game is gameplay. They don't care about the story. They don't care about lore. They don't... Like, a lot of people think immersion is a made-up concept, so they don't care about immersion. A lot of people just want gameplay. You know, so there are games that are mostly gameplay. And then there are games that are, like, a pretty even split between gameplay and world. And then there are games that are more world than gameplay. So yeah, people like all kinds of different stuff. Suffice it to say, making a game that everyone likes is impossible, you know? They'll never make a version of the game that everyone can unilaterally agree, like, this version of the game is amazing. Like, you know, because of that balance between gameplay and world, there will always be people that like things more or less. There's never going to be a perfect version of WoW that we can all agree is fun. That's why we're lucky we have multiple versions to play. Alright, there we go, we got him. You know, I basically don't remember anything in the run. It seems like I kept people alive well enough. We got one piece of gear that was pretty good. We didn't get the pants, unfortunately. This guy dropped a two-handed sword. That's a pretty cool sword. And I think that's it. We didn't have any of the quests or anything like that. I didn't have any quests for this run, and we can't pick up the quest that's back here because apparently we're just not at the right level yet. So yeah, that is dungeon completed. And it was pretty smooth. We're all agreed on this stuff. And we got 1 minute and 39 seconds left on the Hearthstone, and then we'll hearth out of here. If I just leave the group, actually, it'll, I think it'll hearth me out automatically, send us back to South Shore. Alright, what were we up to? I think we had finished a couple of things. Nope, we had not. We were close. We almost got the mountain lions, and then we got the summit. Okay, I'm going to devote myself to finishing these 3 quests. I'm not going to put myself in the queue while we do so. 2 more hulking mountain lions, and then we go up into Alterac for dirty knucklebones, signet rings. I think we're also getting books. Thought we had a quest to get some books off of, off the ogres, but maybe we don't. Maybe I made that up. I don't know. We've been over in this area a lot, and somehow I haven't revealed the map. What do they want me to discover that's going to actually reveal the map in this area? Because we've done a lot of stuff up here. We've been up here for like the entire morning we've been up in this area, and I still have a map that's not filled in. And I think that's really, really weird. Got a couple of mountain lions here that we need. We can tag both of them. Oh, we have a couple things. We have this breadcrumb over here. I think this was a Stranglethorn quest. But if we want to go after the ogres and the signet rings, we got to go up to the northeast. So let's head that way. Maybe we hit a vendor here.
How may I help?
Yep, we got quite a bit of junk to sell. This is the BOE ring. We're going to look for the price on the auction house later. Rest of this stuff we should be able to get rid of.
Be careful.
Okay, perfect. When will the next RuneScape episode be out? I think I'm gonna stream some of it, but I don't know. In the future. I'm gonna do more, but I just don't know what that's gonna look like yet. I might do it on stream so that some of you guys who have more knowledge of the game can help me out. Because I really don't know how enjoyable it is watching me struggle with basic concepts like how to find a vendor. I don't know if that's engaging or like anything anybody needs to watch on the internet, so I'd rather like avoid it. It doesn't feel good when I'm like struggling with base concepts that the game didn't show me. So I might just stream some of it. That way when I'm stuck on really stupid stuff, like how to sell my items or what my magic runes do, then you guys can just pipe in and let me know. And I don't have to feel like such a complete moron, and nobody has to watch me struggle with like the very basics of things, because I don't really think that's fun. I don't know, maybe it is fun. Maybe it's fun to watch some idiot struggle with a game that you already know about. I don't know, I've never tried to enjoy that kind of thing. Yeah, see, we need books off these guys. Yeah, but we don't just need books, we need, like, something else. Where is this quest being tracked? And why is it not showing up in my quest tracking? Is it this one? Yeah, preserving knowledge. But we need a worn leather book. The worn leather book is inside one of the houses back here. Okay, let's go do that. Let's go look for the worn leather book inside one of those houses. It's tracking it under Stormwind City. For whatever, maybe that's where it turns in, I guess. I don't know. But we're gonna head back that way and see if we can go find that. Yeah, see, that's the other thing is, there are probably add-ons that I should be using. For OSRS, like, obviously there's add-ons. You know, there's probably required add-ons. There's probably, like, nice-to-have add-ons. Like, there's probably the standard add-on set that everybody who plays the game uses, and, like, I don't know any of that stuff. Unfortunately, like, the kind of person I am, as soon as I hear about add-ons, I just feel tired. As soon as someone says like, oh, you ought to install some add-ons, I'm just like, can I just go to sleep instead? Can I just close my eyes and not deal with any of that? I don't know why I have that reaction. Probably because most of my life, like, games were just games. Like, games were not live services, games were not things that got updated, games were not things that people made add-ons for. For most of my life, and this isn't true of a lot of people in chat, but for most of my life, a game was just a game, and it had all the features that were baked into the game, and that was what it had. And games didn't have quest tracking, and they didn't have all that stuff. Because it was like the fucking 90s. And so now it's like, now every game you gotta have mods for it, and there's a certain list, or there's 200 mods that you ought to have, and if you don't play that way, well, you're not going to be playing the game the right way. Okay. We'll see if I have the energy to do that. Yeah, the thing I don't like to do with video games, and this always tells me whether or not a video game is going to be for me or not, is if I have to do a bunch of like setup first, and if I have to read a bunch of guides or watch a bunch of videos first, then the way I see it is like I'm not the audience for that game. I really do prefer to be a game to be like its whole self. And I like to log into a game and figure out how to play it by playing the game. And if it's a situation where like I absolutely need add-ons or whatever, then maybe, but no, I just don't, I don't really enjoy it. I'll probably try to keep playing a little bit without any add-ons, because like if I can't enjoy the game at all without add-ons, I don't know. Like I just like, I don't know. We'll see. I don't really remember what house it's in. I think it's this house right here, right? I feel like this is the one. I'm gonna fight my way inside of that one and then we'll see. You don't need add-ons for OSRS, it's quality of life. Yeah, but is that like saying like you don't need pillows to sleep, a pillow is quality of life, right? Like what kind of quality of life is it? Is it a quality of life that's really necessary to actually enjoy the game as a modern player, or is it quality of life that just makes it easier? You know, because you could say pillows are quality of life, you don't really need a pillow to sleep, but like I kind of need pillows to sleep. It'd be a real hard time to sleep without one. Who the hell are you? Alright, muckrake. That's how you want to do this. Frickin' jerk. I didn't expect this guy to be in here. Obviously. Level 40. You need the quest add-on or else you have to talk to every NPC in the game to find quest. Every single game I used to play back in the day was like that. Like every single game used to be like that I used to play. Like the way you figured out what to do is that you went and you talked to everybody and you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it because like the NPC dialogue was stuff that the developers put into the game, and since you were playing the game, like the supposition was that you must be enjoying it. And so therefore talking to the NPCs was not a nuisance, it was something that you enjoyed running around and doing. And that was how every game was designed. You're stuck. Okay, have you talked to everybody? Yeah, you have. Okay, have you talked to everybody twice? Everything was like that. Especially, like, I played a lot of JRPGs. Like, I played games like Final Fantasy. You know. And there's no quest help. Like, you have things that you're doing, and then how you figure out how to proceed is, if you don't know how to proceed, you go talk to everybody. And eventually, by talking to every single NPC, you'll trigger an event. You'll be given a crucial piece of information, and then you'll know what to do next. And so that's how I got used to playing games. Like, what was the first game I played with a quest tracking system? Like, WoW might have been the first game I played that had any kind of quest tracking. Well, I guess if you count, like, Warcraft 3, because Warcraft 3 had quests, and it had a little quest log for you, too. But those are more like objectives when it's like an RTS has objectives, sure. But like the first RPG I played that had a quest log, it was probably WoW. Because up until that point, the types of games I was playing didn't have that. It just wasn't a part, it wasn't even a thought. No one was like, oh, I wish Final Fantasy VII had quest tracking. It just wasn't a part of game design. I don't know. Alright, we can get out of this area. We got the books. We got the main book. We need 3 more knuckle bones, and then we have to get into the area where we can get the signet rings. Which is going to be over in the ruins of Strombrad, so let's get out of here. So some of these guys are in stealth and some of them are casters. Funny thing, the casters, they will reposition themselves, so you have to be careful about where you're standing, because the casters, if you get them in melee, they will actually run out of melee, reposition themselves somewhere else, and continue casting at you from there. And that can get dicey, depending on where you're fighting them. Maybe if you fight them at range, they don't reposition. That'd be nice. Yeah, like that guy, yeah, okay. It must be only something they do when they're put into melee. Ooh, a chest. Definitely a blue inside. No. Just some gray shoulder pads. GM's Adventures, I appreciate the super, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us today. This music track right here in this building is a really cool music track. And I think for Classic Plus, this would be the perfect music track to play in Tirisfal Glades. If this music played in Tirisfal Glades, instead of like the weird ambient noises that currently play in Tirisfal Glades, I would play a Forsaken. That might get me to roll a Forsaken. Because this music would fit perfectly for their starting zone. Whereas the current sound design there leaves a lot to be desired. Did I see that D&D and WoW are having an official collab? Yeah, I saw that. I'm not really a D&D player. I've never had a group size big enough. We played some 3.5 way back in the day. It was just too hard to keep a group together. And then we'd always have like, you know, we'd have a group where like some people were into it and some people like were not as into it. Just led for some lame campaigns. I've just never really gotten into it since then. And back in the day, I used to just like reading through the lore books, you know, like I would just read through my player's guide for the lore, or like I'd read through the Dungeon Master guide. I think I did a lot more reading of the lore books for D&D than I ever did playing D&D. Maybe I was thinking about getting the WoW D&D books just to read them. Like obviously I would never do a campaign, but it'd be cool to read the books. See what they did. Well, I mean, joining this group didn't really get us anywhere. I thought joining the group was going to get these tags. I thought, oh, well, if we join the group, we'll get tags on these mobs. But no, that was not the guy who was fighting the mobs who invited us. It was somebody else. And I don't really need a group or want a group for this area. I just need there to be mobs to fight. If Baldur's Gate is considered D&D, then you're a fan? I mean, yeah, Baldur's Gate runs off the D&D system, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate 3 at least runs off the current D&D system for its back-end stuff. Which is exactly why I was trash at Baldur's Gate. Like, I started playing Baldur's Gate 3 thinking it was going to have a normal tactical video game system for like a tactical RPG. And D&D does not a tactical RPG make. D&D combat is very much completely its own beast, and you either know what's going on with D&D combat or you don't. And so yeah, I tried to play Baldur's Gate 3 like it was a tactical RPG, and it's not. It's a D&D RPG. Those are two different things. And like the way I think about it is like I think I think Baldur's Gate 3 I would have had to play it on story mode to have success at it. And I don't know, like part of me has this belief like if you have to play a game on story mode to have success at it, the game wasn't really designed for you. And that's how I treat games like that. If I played video games for a long time, like if I have to play a game on story mode to learn it, then the game wasn't designed for me, and I don't bother with it. So I played like 8 hours of Baldur's Gate 3 and decided it wasn't for me. It was definitely made for D&D fans, for people who at least had some understanding of D&D mechanics. Like, that's the person who's going to enjoy BG3 the most. Someone who doesn't care about D&D and who doesn't really know any D&D mechanics is not going to enjoy that game the way it was meant to be enjoyed. Dave, I haven't seen it yet, but I heard good things about it. I keep hearing that it's good. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to bother with it. I don't watch a lot of TV because I don't really like TV storytelling. I don't trust TV shows to be able to tell a story that's any good, like an overall story arc. So I haven't pulled the trigger on it. Maybe I'll wait till there are 2 or 3 seasons, and if they get to a couple of seasons in, maybe then I'll bother with it. I feel like too many TV shows come out and they get canceled before they've even told their story. They act like they have a story to tell in season 1. You know, and then like you're like, okay, this story might be interesting, but you're never gonna see the end of the story because the show's gonna get canceled, or the actors are gonna get canceled and they're gonna have to replace the actors, or some drama's gonna happen with the studio and the studio's gonna shut down, and you know, it's just like, why even invest my time in it if it doesn't already have a couple of seasons behind it where it's like told a coherent story? It's really hard for me to think about like giving it my time, you know. Mitosh, you think RuneScape Dragon Wilds was made for me? Interesting. You think I'll really like it? I mean, how much do they want for this thing on Steam? I'm gonna guess $29.99 USD. RuneScape Dragon $29.9. I nailed it, guys. I nailed it on the head. $29.99. I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna wait until full release though. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll grab the game in early access and I'll play around with it myself. But I don't think I'll do any content with it until full release. Maybe if I play around with it in early access, when it hits full release, I'll know a little bit. Like I won't be a complete retard with it, and it won't be unbearable for people to watch me play it who have played the game before. So maybe I will. Oh, I mean, it looks really fucking pretty. Is this what the game really looks like? I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, the art style in this game. These look like pre-rendered, like, hand-drawn screenshots. Like, if this is gameplay, then I'm really there for the artistic style they got. This artistic style is a style that could be timeless. Like, you could look at this art style in any decade and it would be good. If you like it, you know. I'm sure it's probably not for everybody. Some people just like photorealism, but this looks really good. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, I'm gonna think about picking that up in early access and giving it a go in my own time before I do any content with it on full release. Because it actually looks really great. The weird thing is, like, I don't hear a lot about it. I don't hear a lot about Dragon Wilds. And, like, why do I hear more about OSRS than I hear about Dragon Wilds? And I watch very few people on YouTube, but I do watch some people play games, and, like, the people that I would expect to be into a game like Dragon Wilds, they didn't play it. Like, the people I think would have been, like, it would have been right up their alley, they skipped it. And so I guess I thought, like, there must be a reason why these people have skipped this game. So yeah, maybe I'll just have to check it out myself. Its price will increase at early access, or after early. Yeah, you're right. It probably will. Or it'll probably go up to $39.99 once it releases. I'll probably grab it this week, and I'd like to play around with it. It looks really good. I'm gonna try to find some recent gameplay first. If I can find some recent gameplay to look at, I'll do that today, and that'll inform my decision a little bit. I actually have too many games coming up that I might have to purchase. Like, I'm not a person that buys a lot of games. Obviously, I mostly just play WoW, so like I usually just pay my sub, and that's my entire game allowance. What games do I have to buy coming up? Well, if I'm gonna play that, that's $30 for that. I'm gonna play Enshrouded again when that comes out. That's probably gonna be another 30 or... Oh, actually, do I own Enshrouded already? Oh, I might own Enshrouded, actually, because I played it in early access. So if I played Enshrouded in early access, that means I own it, right? Pretty sure I own it. Let me see. Maybe I don't have to worry about Enshrouded. Yeah, I own Enshrouded. Let me install that while I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll check that out again soon. Okay, so that's okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. So maybe I do have the funds. Maybe I can afford $30. Because if I already own Enshrouded, that's like, okay, I was expecting to spend 30 or 40 bucks on that in October when it came out, but I forgot, like, I must have already purchased it because I played the early access as soon as it launched. I would love for there to be another game right now that I can just get really, really into. Because I have more time to play. Like, I'm happy with how much WoW I'm playing, but I have more time that I could play more games. Like, specifically, I have more time where I could play more games on the channel with you guys. And so I'd love for there to be something else that I could actually enjoy and, like, really sink my teeth into. David, thank you so much for the $20 super chat for the new game fund. Thanks, man. You didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate that generosity. Thank you so much. That actually goes a long way. That's basically the game right there. I think I will pick it up. And then if I like it a lot, then we'll maybe check some of it out in early access. Either way, we can play it on release for sure. See, Subnautica is too much of a survival craft, and it's not enough of an RPG. I need RPG elements to really like sink my teeth into a game. Like survival craft is fine, but I need more. Even Valheim doesn't really have enough RPG elements. Valheim is really like the quintessential survival craft. I need RPG elements to really get into things. If I'm gonna get into the world and like really enjoy my time there, like I have to have RPG stuff. That means like, it means things like RPG style gear systems. It means things like talent or skill systems for my character. Like I just need a little bit more depth in the RPG than most survival crafts bother with, you know? And I feel like that's kind of how the genre is leaning. You know, the genre is leaning more towards games like Enshrouded, more towards games like Windrose, and it's leaning a bit away from games that are strictly like Valheim. Like, we have enough Valheim clones. And so now those games are wrapping up more RPG elements into them. And some of those games are starting to resemble, like, they start to resemble MMOs. Like, when I look at games like Enshrouded, and I look at games like Windrose, and now even RuneScape Dragon Wilds, it's like, well, this looks kind of like what I would want a chill MMO to look like, and it plays a little bit like what I want a chill MMO to play like, and it has progression like I'd want to see, and it's like, so it's like these RPG survival games are kind of taking the place where like sandbox MMOs used to be. Because nobody can make a sandbox MMO anymore and nobody wants to play them. And so these hybrid survival RPG games are coming to fill that gap. Because, you know, MMORPG is a dead genre. It's completely and utterly a dead genre. But survival craft RPG is not a dead genre, it's a new genre. And so there's still growth and there's still innovation and they're coming out with all kinds of new games. Conan Exiles is another example, yep, of like survival craft open world RPG. And so I feel like I do need to get more into that genre. Because if there is a genre that's going to give me the same kinds of vibes that classic WoW gives me, it's not going to be modern MMOs. No modern MMOs are going to give me the vibes that I want. Because every modern MMO is just going to be, it's just going to play like a live service game. That's all that modern MMOs are ever going to be. They're just going to be spend money in my cash shop. Here's a live service game. We're going to do 5 seasons a year and reset your progress each season. Good luck, everybody. I don't really want that. Yeah, I've had other people recommend Conan. I'm gonna check out Dragon Wilds, and I'm gonna turn on Enshrouded again in my own time and give that another go before that hits full release. There's a lot of potential, and it, you know, and some of these games I'll probably like, and some of these games I probably won't like. But what's really gonna tell the tale, and you know, is whether or not you guys like watching these games, whether you guys like hanging out while I play these games. That's what's really gonna make the difference. As far as like how much time I get to spend playing them. I can't believe this little area is as farmed out as it is. Maybe I can... Is there anywhere else I can find these guys? Maybe if I go down here, I can find some guys in the fields. We only need 2 more rings. It's probably late to be thinking about finding them somewhere else, but man, like... competition here is overwhelming the respawn rate in a bad way. These guys have a lot of HP for mages. Just saying. There we go. Alright, let's take this back to town. We'll get everything turned in. I think one of them turns in back in Stormwind. So I don't know when we're going to do that. However, we have to get back to civilization pretty soon because we have level 38 stuff to learn. And I think the level 38 stuff we have to learn is pretty impactful. Mindflay rank 2. I said I would try Mindflay. We haven't tried Mindflay at all. I don't know if it's worth it to try it when we don't have the most current rank of it. But I am kind of curious to see like how much it slows enemies. So what's my best option here? If I open up with this and this, you see, like they get to me too fast. Is Mindflay even useful or is it complete garbage? Because I feel like the enemies get to me too fast anyway, like, and I don't really know what kind of use this is going to have. So maybe I don't even need it. Maybe it's a wasted talent point. The idea of it is cool, like I like the idea of it. But if I can't get any damage into them before I use it, then it's useless. Because I have to be able to get some damage into them first. Because I know it's not going to deal a lot of damage itself. Yeah, I mean right now it's useless, right? Maybe if we get rank 2, maybe it would be useful. Maybe if it had a longer range. This only has a 20-yard range, okay. Maybe it's just bad. Maybe I don't need it. I feel like it's bad. I made a terrible mistake. Maybe I should just go into Improve Mind Blast instead. Or grab my 2 points and improve Psychic Scream. That would get me down into Silence later on. Having a Silence would be great.
Oh, do I have a deal for you? Glad I could help.
Am I playing on EU servers? Yeah, this character is on EU servers. I do a little bit of gameplay on EU and on US, but most of my Alliance characters in TBC, they're all on Thunderstrike EU. And then I have a couple of Horde characters on US Dream Scythe. But no one who's being actively played.
How are you? See you later.
What can I do for you? Well met. What can I do for you? Light bless you.
Alright, I think that's, yeah, that one goes to Stormwind. So we'll have to head back there at some point. This quest used to be an elite quest, but I don't think they're elites anymore. So I'm going to take this one. We're not going to do it right now. We'll come back and do it later. But we'll keep it in our quest log so that we remember it.
King's honor, friend. Need help? Go with honor, friend.
And then from here, we'd have to figure out what we were going to do next. So, like, where would I take this character next? We're basically done here right now. Let's take a look at Arathi. Arathi has level 36 and level 37 quests. Like, that's probably where I want to go next, right? But I do feel like getting back to Stormwind and training level 38 and all that stuff has to happen first. So I will tell you what, I am pretty much out of time for today, so I'm going to stick us on a flight to Stormwind, and that is where this character is going to pick up next time. Today is Tuesday. I'll be back on stream on Thursday. And I think we're just going to keep playing this character for now. I'm enjoying the flow of soloing. I don't know how many more dungeons we're going to do. Dungeons seem okay.
Need help?
But you know, I kind of disengage a bit while I'm healing, but leveling is fun, so maybe we'll check out this character some more on Thursday, and I would love to see you guys then. Until then, take care of yourselves out there, take care of each other, and we will see you somewhere in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.